Hi, my name is Miss Emolyn, and I am a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program, where we integrate the arts with classroom curriculum. We are coming to you today thanks to the Acadiana Center for the Arts and the Lafayette Parish School System in Lafayette, Louisiana. For today's lesson, all you will need are a couple pieces of paper. White paper will do just fine, but if you could also have a piece of paper that is much thicker, like cardstock, an index card, or even cardboard might work. Anything you can cut, but is a thicker piece of paper than our white office paper. You will then need scissors if you have a piece of yarn or string, a hole punch if you have it, and some colors along with a pencil. And we're going to be using some shapes that we recognize and creating brand new shapes and pieces of art with those original shapes. This is actually a folder, and I have unfolded it, and it's thick, and it will stand above the paper just a little bit, so it will create a stencil. We're going to use our shapes to make stencils and then use those stencils for art. So this was a good shape right here. I think it worked well because we could just take our pencil right along the inside of that shape. Okay, so find a piece of paper that is thicker than the white paper. Cardstock, a small note card. You can ask your parents, say, I need something that is thick so that I can put it on top of another piece of paper and use it as a stencil. Okay, holding down this shape, we make our circle. Great. We're going to cut that out in a second. Let's do our little circle. Remember not to go too fast. Once again, go around our circle, and I went out to the side. So we erase the mistake. Next, take your square shape and put it up above your circle. Okay? So there's our square shape. And hold your square shape, go around all four even sides. Nicely done. Check your corners. And our rectangle shape. Two long sides, two short sides makes our rectangle. And connect the corners if the corners weren't drawn in when you traced it. Good. Now we're going to use the square shape one last time to create a new shape. Okay? And this is going to be kind of a trick. This is something that you can use when you want a triangle. Now if we take our square shape, four even sides, you might be wondering, how are we going to make a triangle out of our square? Now remember, we connect the corners. So you could draw this triangle on your own. If you could, also you can take a ruler, and I'm going to go from corner to corner, not top to bottom and not side to side, but I'm going to put it in the corner, and that's where these two lines meet. And I'm going to put it in this corner, and that's where these two lines meet. And I'm going to put a ruler down and draw a line where they meet. Nice. So we have now one triangle and two triangles. Okay? We're going to be cutting these shapes out, and we're going to leave this not as a square, but we're going to cut it out as a triangle, because triangles are really fun to use. And we're actually if we have time, we can turn these triangles to the side a little bit more and create a diamond. Now I know in kindergarten we do talk about diamonds, so if you don't have a diamond shape, right now I don't, if you don't have a diamond shape, let's try to draw a diamond shape where we have our diagonal line, another diagonal line, and then we come back to the point and back to the point. Okay, so try that, kindergarten. Okay, now I'm going to pick up this side of the folder and I'm going to cut these shapes out with you. All right, now what you want to do is pick up the piece of paper and pick up your scissors. Remember, your fingers go in the big hole and your thumb goes in the small hole, and you pick it up. The easiest way to get our shapes out is to first cut a long strip and a long strip, so we're going in between our shapes. And we just want to take them away from the other shapes. So we're not actually cutting the shape out yet, we're just cutting them away from the other shape. All right, let's choose the diamond first. Okay, so we cut our shape away, right? Now, what we want to do is we want to pick up our piece of paper and take our scissors, and right along the line, the diagonal line, we cut our diamond out. And cut the other side, and the third side, good. And the fourth side. What shape do you have now? A diamond. Nice piece of paper on cardstock, and we will use our diamond to draw a new shape. Go back to the square that is drawn a line. We drew the line down the middle, so that makes a triangle. Holding it with our hand, take the scissors and go down the line, and you can cut all the way down and off. Turn your piece of paper and cut the other line all the way down and off. Turn the paper, cut the other line all the way down and off. Nice job. One more line, cut the line and off. Now if you have someone to help you, they might be able to remind you to turn the piece of paper. And in this case, if you only have hard paper like this, if it's too hard for your scissors to go through, you can ask an adult to help you cut. If you want to, you could use construction paper or regular white paper if it's too hard for your scissors to cut through. Okay, so just do a double check and see if your scissors work well with that paper. Hopefully they do. Now we're going to cut along the diagonal line. It's the line that leans all the way through this square, and we're going to make two triangles. Now with these triangles, we could put them like this so that we say, oh, that looks like a triangle. What if we put them like this? That's another triangle, a big triangle. Can we make any other shapes? This is a new shape maybe for you in kindergarten, a rhombus. Leaning to the side, not quite a diamond. Okay, so we can play around with these shapes to inspire us to make art. And we can say, what would it look like if we tested out these shapes with all kinds of different angles? Okay? That's really a fun way to play with art and to play with shapes, is to see what you can make just by using a shape you already know. Okay? We're going to keep going with that concept and see what kind of new art we can make. All right, let's cut the circle. So we can remember how we cut it away from the other shape first. Here's the circle. Now when we cut a circle, you take the scissors to the line, and then I'm going to turn the page, turn, and turn the scissors at the same time. And I'm right up against the line, and I have used my scissors very slow and very safe to cut around this circle. It is okay if you're not right on the line. We learn in kindergarten to go slow and safe and use our scissors. Circles are not easy to cut, but we try our best. Okay, look at that. Now the fun thing about the circle is we can tape this side where we cut in, and we can make a stencil out of our circle. And a stencil is a piece of paper that helps us draw new shapes. Just like we use things we found in the house, we can now use this to draw a circular shape. I will show you how to do that in just a second, but I want to cut a square around the circle so that this stencil is a nice even shape. Can you cut a square around your circle? Once we taped it back together, it will stay. See that? Okay, put your circle down right next to your green circle. Stencil of a circle and our other circle. Good. Moving on to, what is this shape? A rectangle. Good. Go along each side. Rectangles have 4 sides, 2 long sides and 2 short sides to make our rectangle. There it is. Nice. Put the rectangle down. Pick up the next piece of your paper and let's cut the 2 shapes away from each other. Here's our next shape. What is that? A circle. This one's bigger, so we're going to go into the line and turn the line, turn the paper, and nice and slow, nice and safe, practice cutting along the line to make a circle. Good job, kindergarten. Cut slow and safe. Your fingers are out of the way. And we are almost done with our newest shape, the shape of a circle. There it is. Just like the other stencil, what could we do with this to make a stencil? We could take a piece of tape and tape it down. Good. And the other side we can cut so that it's not too big. We have a nice stencil, meaning we can put our hand right through it. These are our 2 stencils that we created when we made our shapes. Okay, last one, and then we'll do a quick review of shapes. We need to cut each of these 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's look at all of our shapes. I'm gonna put our stencils aside, meaning we're not gonna look at those just yet. And I'm gonna pick up all of our shapes, kind of like in a stack. And then I'm gonna ask real quick, what are all of our shapes, one by one? I'm gonna mix them up. All right, first shape. Yes, a square. Say the name of the next shape. A circle, good. Next shape. Triangle. Rectangle. Triangle. Diamond. And circle, little circle. Good. Now get your drawing paper, a good piece of white paper, and we're going to create a piece of art using our shapes and our stencils. Okay? First one, we're going to slide all of our shapes to the side, put our piece of paper down. Let's see what we can create with the big circle. Okay? We're just going to move this circle little by little, and we're going to trace, and we're going to see if we can make a new piece of art. Trace your circle, go nice and slow, pick up your circle, and there we have it, a new circle. Now if you move the circle kind of down and to the right, and it looks like we have the shape of a moon, doesn't it? This looks kind of like a crescent moon that we can see sometimes if we look in the sky. So we're going to trace right next to it, but we're going to keep going, and we're going to see what it looks like with two circles. Lift up your circle. Beautiful. We've got all kinds of new shapes. Let's move it down and put your circle on the place where the lines cross, so down below. Okay? Put your finger there. Have a new crescent moon on top, and let's trace our new shape. Lift it up. What do we have? Beautiful. See how our circle is inching around? We're going to keep going until we have a big overlapping circle, and we're going to see what we can create. Remember that spot right in the middle? I'll mark it. There's the dot. Put your circle on the dot and find your crescent moon. There it is. And trace the new shape. Good job, kindergarten. Little by little. I know you can do it. Keep it on the dot. Find your crescent moon right there. Trace your new circle. Let's go all the way around. And we will then have created a new shape and a beautiful piece of art. Look at that. Keep it on the dot. The crescent moon is right here. It was with the last circle that we made. Okay? There we go. Put our new circle on top. Trace the whole thing and lift it up. Beautiful. Place your circle on the dot. Find your crescent moon right here. Start by tracing around the crescent moon and go all the way around. Nice job, and lift it up. One more. Should we do one more? Put it on the dot. Find the crescent moon. And you know, it would be really great if you had an adult to help you with this, because that person, a friend or an adult, can hold the circle down while you take your pencil and trace it. going nice and slow around your friend's fingers and lift it up. Beautiful. Let's see here. I'm looking at some nice inside petals. If we do one last one, there's our crescent moon, here's our dot, and we can trace it all the way around. You can do as many as you want, okay? Then we have this beautiful shape with our circle. All right. What shape would you like to do next? What could we create with our square? What if we do something like that with our square? Let's just play, okay? Put your square down, trace your square. Now you could be using all of your shapes and you could be creating whatever you want. But if you want to use this square and try to copy me, you can do that too, okay? So if we put it here, we would have two squares side by side. But what if we put it below like this? I'm overlapping the square and I'm just below. Can we trace this and see what new piece of art we uncover? We're creating art, but it's almost like a surprise because we're not sure what it's going to look like. And pick that up. That looks really fun. We could color the inside of this and we have a diamond shape sort of, or a small square in the middle with the two squares on the sides. Now what if we put the square up here where we're using this corner and we're matching the square right up against that corner? What would that create? Let's give it a shot. Put your square down, trace it, lift it up. What do you see? That looks really cool too, doesn't it? And we could overlap or not. It's up to us. Overlap means we put on top. Not overlapping means we put beside the lines. Let's see, should we overlap? Let's just put it straight down anywhere. It's not reaching a line on purpose. It's just on top, anywhere, and trace that square. Look at that. So this is how we can create all kinds of new shapes just by playing around with one shape. Let's experiment with the diamond. The diamond has a point, and we can move it. So let's create a point right here at the bottom of the diamond, and we're going to trace this shape. Once again, you can have an adult help you by holding down the shape while you trace. Good. What would happen if we move the diamond to the line, keeping our point at the same point? Can you trace our new shape? Pick it up. Good. Let's take our diamond and put it at the point again. Right there at the point. Let's trace that shape. Noticing you just have to trace three sides because one side is already drawn. And lift it up. Look how we're building a new shape. Can you tell me what this shape looks like? We'll give it a little bit of time until maybe you have an idea about what this new shape might look like. Oops, try to stay right along the line. Good. One more. Now I'm noticing that our diamond, by going along the line, it's going to overlap a little because our diamond shape is nice and big. And see, we just learn by experimenting, and that is okay. Meaning our diamond is wider than this space. But let's put it down anyway. And see what it'll look like if we pick up there. That looks fun to me. Let's overlap. Overlap means put on top. And let's do one on the other side. But key is keep it in the point. Always go to the point and hold it without letting their shape move. Okay? And move it. Good. Can we do a couple more? We're just overlapping and we're doing some more diamonds. And that moved on me, so I hold it back right there and put it straight at the point and hold it without letting it move. Good. And let's do one down here. Holding it now with my thumb and moving it around the side of the diamond. Nice. One more. Does this look like a star to you? Or perhaps a flower? Nice. Okay, hopefully you got some shapes like this that are new and they are beautiful like pieces of art. Okay, now we could put in a circle anywhere with our stencils. If you made a stencil, let's put a circle in the middle of our squares. Holding it down and go along the inside, lifting it up. Nice. Let's put a circle on our star. This is the big circle. We're just putting it on top, holding it down and using our new stencil to make a circle. And what does it look like? I think that looks pretty. See how we can create all kinds of new things out of shapes that we already know. We know it's a square, we know it's a circle, and we're just playing with it and we're making fun new designs. Look at all these, okay? So now I want you to play around with what you can create. It can be absolutely anything, all kinds of shapes. You can ask your friends and your parents to help you and come up with anything you can find. I found this and I was gonna trace that. This is an oval shape. It can be anything, okay? So let's take a second to color our new shapes, all right? Just gonna pick one of the crayons. Now, if we were looking at this, we could trace the outside, or we could color individual shapes. What if I color straight from the point? Do you see a shape right here? I'll outline it first. This is a new shape that was created by our circles. Can you color that shape only? Do you see any more of those? New shapes on the inside, right by the dot. I see one here. Trace it for you first. Let's color that. Any more? Here's one. New shape right in the middle. Color inside just those lines. And there's some more and they're smaller, but they still look like they're connected to the dot. Color inside those lines that you see that are connected right to the dot. What kind of shape are you noticing now? A flower. Beautiful. Now, because of the way we laid the circles down, it's not exactly coming out with petals on every side. But what if we just take a new color and we color in between the lines that are right behind the petal, okay? So here's one. Oops, I went out of the line a little bit. It's because my color is not at a point. That's okay. Let's color behind this line. Can you color that in? Okay, this is what it looks like when it's all colored, and I just chose different pieces to color in different parts in different ways. Everything that we do, you and me, will look a little bit different and very unique. You could leave it like this and hang it on the wall, of course signing your name to let people know that you did this piece of art. But you could also cut out these shapes, punch a hole punch in the top where there's a hole, and you could hang them like a medallion or an ornament. I hope you enjoyed today's art lesson. We will be posting a new lesson every day at 10 a.m. on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel for kindergarten, first, and second grades, each tied to the academic curriculum. You can also get these lessons on AOC as a part of the Learn United program, accessible on AOC on Cox Channel 16 or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons air at 8 and first and second grades at 9 a.m. Some lessons will be in visual arts and some in creative movement. So be sure to come back and check out our lessons to make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, visit acadianacenterforthearts.org, the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. And please help us spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art.